Alright people, welcome back into this game. We're going to play chapter 2 right now. So let's just hope that I can do this good enough. Plan the missions. Yes. Our morale is kinda low. Okay. New level up. Secrecy, empathy. Let's max out your secrecy. Require skills. Meet a businessman. Supporter Harold Cole has a business associate from he thinks might be willing to work with the resistance. Ah, yada yada. Require skill. I think you should be good enough. Yeah, I'll give you this. That should be enough for you to get away from them. Meet a friend. Meet an academic. Meet a former unionist. Collect donations. Contact a priest. Buying pain. Oh Jesus. No. That's the first time I know that. Alright. She thinks she has been seen. Can you buy... I mean, can you meet up with the businessman without getting spotted? Okay. Mission succeed. Mission has been aborted. Morale -10. You guys, says Kristen Smith at our meeting. Did any of you notice that the tabloid you can't find it anywhere? Except, he replies, Hannah and Aaron, it's not like we're missing out on anything. It's nothing but propaganda and racist garbage. I think that might be the reason you can't find it. Now you know why it's off the shelves, I say. The Nazis are trying to distort the image for the international press corps here. For the Olympics. I'm torn, says Kristen Smith. I'm glad that trash has been pulled. Yet it might help the Nazis look better. That's what I fear. To foreigners, it will look as though the stories they have heard about the anti-Semitism in Germany were exaggerated, says Kristen Smith. We need to let the world know the truth. Well, I say it's on us to get the truth out. You're probably right, says Christian Smith. End of scene. Okay. I know, I was trying to plan the missions. Talk to workers. I don't have enough. I meet with Joachim at the cafe, where we used to go to when times were better before Hitler took over. Before Joachim was arrested by the Gestapo in 1933, I look at the people sitting outside the cafe, but Joachim is not among them. Go inside. The weather is really pleasant, so everybody's sitting outside in the sun, but I still take a look inside. At first glance, there's no Joachim, only an old man sitting alone in the corner. Go back out. Owen, someone calls my name. Turn around. Yes, I ask. And then I see him. The man I took for an old man is Joachim. He looks very different now than the last time I saw him. His full head of hair is gone. His face is sunken. He has dark circles around his eyes. We hug. How are you? You have no idea how it works, says Joachim. I still can't believe I am out. When I wake up in the morning, I expect the guards to be standing over me. It's good to be back. Would you like to talk about it? No, at least not now. I would like to forget for now. We talked for a while about old times, better days. Before everything went dark, we managed to avoid talking about politics and the fact that Joachim has to spend the last 3 years in the concentration camps. After what you saw, would you be up for fighting the regime again? You mean now? Asked Joachim. It takes a while before he answers. It seems like he has to think hard about it. He shakes his head. No, I don't think so. I cannot guarantee that I wouldn't give everything away if they catch me. I can't stand the idea of going back to the camp. I understand. The Joachim I knew would have never been intimidated by them. The Joachim I knew would have never given in. It's horrible what this regime does to people. We have to stop it. We're losing supporters left and right. She has been seen. In a bar in Spendo, Owen meets with a friend, cautiously try to find out, and gain supporters. Not so bad. The morale is still decreasing. As time went on, though. Christian Smith seems very distraught during our meeting tonight. I have to watch what I say around my daughter. I really put us in danger. What kind of danger? Are you hurt? Are you okay? The Gestapo came knocking at my door. I had no idea what they were doing there or how they found me, until it turned out that my daughter has been repeating anti-Nazi slogans at school. Slogans she must have picked it up from me. So they suspect you. Yes, that's why they came to my home, to investigate, says Kristen. I played them to them. I had no idea where she had learned them. It was enough to avoid wars, but they have their eyes on me now. We have to be careful. Anything we say can be used against us, even unwittingly by the people we love, I say. Oh, morale keep on decreasing. I don't think I can do this. Is there any way for me to get you out of here? Like, a place where I can unknown mission. We can't do it. Wow, so how am I supposed to hide you? We don't even have the opportunity to do anything. Set up a workshop. Unlocks, print the leaflets, or build bomb. Holy fuck. Yeah, I think you can do this in secrets. You should be enough. Union leader, 12 supporters. Holy shit. Nice. I feel betrayed by my own mother, says Alice Andy during our meeting. Why do you feel betrayed? There was a group of us outside watching a motion picture show about the Nuremberg rally. In their excitement, the whole group did the Nazi salute and my mother joined in. Wasn't your mother against Hitler from the beginning? Yes, she was, said Alice, exasperated. Back when Hitler was appointed, my mother hated him. She was absolutely against the Nazis. Now I see her doing the siege. Hell, and I had to say something once we were alone again. I asked her, how could you salute that tyrant? How did your mother respond? Now that things are better in Germany, she says that maybe she was wrong before, and now that the worst part of the Nazi regime have cooled down, and Berlin is enjoying the world's attention, is it so wrong to feel some pride? How can we convince our friends and family that the danger is still there? This is a challenge we're facing now, I say. Oh, fuck. I have a bad feeling. Smoke of books. I mean, I can't even... How the fuck am I supposed to get rid of this guy? Like, I can't even use him anymore. You know how ridiculous it is. Observe activities, secrecy. Oh, we are officially fucked. Can we do anything here? Can I somehow manage to get rid of the goddamn attentions piling up on my poor guy? Because I can't do a lot here. Hildegard is wearing her best dress and is holding a bouquet of flowers when I run into her in front of our building. We have been neighbors for years. As a single unmarried mother, she hasn't had it easy, so I help her from time to time. I was hoping I would see you today, she says, and walks straight toward me. Good to see you, Hildegard. Today's a big day, she says. What is happening today besides Hitler's birthday? Herman is joining the young folk today. He's becoming a member of the youngsters in the Hitler Youth on the first birthday. The inaugural ceremony is part of the birthday celebrations. Do you have any idea how proud I am? How proud I am. You must be very proud. I am sure he will make a career there. He is such a hardworking boy, she says. Congratulations, he really sounds like a great boy. Thank you, she says. There's something I wanted to ask you, Asa. What can I do to help? Would you join me for the inaugural ceremony? I know it's a lot to ask, but the person who was supposed to join me can't. And I thought it would be nicer not to show alone. You know what? Why not? I will come with you to Herman's ceremony. We need to see what it is about. That's great. Thank you so much. She smiles. We need to hurry a little bit. The event starts at 4 p.m. in the Tiergarten. Then let's hurry. We take the train to Untermine Linden. The magnificent promenade is decorated with flags and banners in Hitler's honor. The Führer gazes down at us from wall drawings and stares directly at us from bursting paintings inside the shop windows up. We pass. Isn't it wonderful how beautifully they have decorated the city? It is quite beautiful, really, says Hildegard. I'm happy we can spend this day and attend this wonderful event together. I knew you were a good person, loyal to the Reich and the Führer, no matter what the people say. What is it that the people say about me? Oh, you know, because of your past and what you were doing before our Führer took over. But as I always says, the past is the past and now, she says. Here we are. Hildegard points at the Tiergarten. On a huge plaza inside the park, a crowd of hundreds of young boys gathers, all wearing the uniform of the young folk. Look, she says, and hastens her steps. There the manholes. She moves directly to a family standing a little further away. Observe the scene. The manholes lives in our building. They have 2 kids. The boy just started school and the girl is 2 or 3 years younger. I can't recall their children's name. Klaus, shouts the father when we approach. You stop complaining now or we'll leave immediately. Hear me, Klaus crying. Greet the manholes. Hello there, neighbor, says Mr. Manhole. Sorry you have to witness this cruel father abusing his poor son. He laughs. What's the problem? You want to see Hitler, the Führer, even though he isn't here yet. How do you know that, says Claude. You're not looking for him properly, we will miss him. Oh, what a cute boy, says Hildegard. Of course you want to see the Führer, but your father is right, he isn't here yet, otherwise we would know. Trust me, one can feel the presence of the Führer. Have you met Hitler before, Hildegard? I'm sure your father is right, Klaus. I can choose this option right here. But we're in public and we're talking to a freaking family. And alongside of that, we have Hildegard with us. Let's just play pretend with them. A band begins to play a march. When they're done, the voice of Balder Vor Shrina, the dedicated national youth leader, starts to boom over the microphone. My Führer, my comrades, we are once again gathered together to experience this proud and happy moment, says von Schroeder. It's the Führer. The Führer is speaking, yells Klaus. Let Papa Manhole dealt with Klaus. Surya continues, my Führer, here stands your youth. A youth that knows no class or caste. A youth whose true example is you and you alone. A loyal youth that wants to work selflessly for this nation. Just as you are working selflessly and with great loyalty for this nation. Adolf Hitler, the Führer, leader of the German youth, has the floor. The crowd yells, "Seize hell!" Klaus tried to push his way toward his father. Step aside so Klaus can reach his father. Let me climb on your shoulders. I want to see him. Please, please, Papa, begs the boy. Mr. Manhole lifts the boy onto his shoulder. Hitler's voice comes through the microphone. My German youth, today you are here, a cross-section of all those around us in the whole of Germany. Listen to Hitler's words. I see him, I can really see him, shout Klaus. Hitler's voice continues, we want to be one Reich, and you shall become this Reich. The crowd excitedly yells, she's hell. People seem to be hypnotized. This reminds me of church. We want to be one people, and you shall become that people. We want this people to be obedient, so you shall train to be obedient. Siege hell, howls the crowd. Is anyone even listening to the words he's saying? I look around me at everyone staring in the direction of the small man and his ridiculous mustache. Hiruka's eyes are glowing, her cheeks are red with excitement. It's like each person is experiencing a revelation. I want to know what is going to happen next. The inaugural ceremony begins, and the little boys take the Hitler oath. Swear to be loyal to their Führer, to always honor his words, and to die for him if necessary. These children have been indoctrinated, but what about their parents? Finally, the ceremony is over. Everyone is quite emotionally touched by the weight of the day's events. The crowd moves towards the street where the parade in honor of Hitler's birthday will take place. I follow the crowd. The wide street is a sea of flags, military vehicles, trucks, and tanks drive by. Marching music plays. The crowd onto the sidewalks excitedly yells, "Hell! I saw the Führer." Did you see him too, Miss Mitch? Asked Klaus. Yes, I saw Hitler. I heard him too. We met the Fischer, another couple from the neighborhood. Miss Fischer mentions her excitement about being so close to the Führer. Such a great man, she says repeatedly. We never regretted not having children, but now I wish we could have given a son to the Führer. Isn't that right, Manfred? Her husband nods. Congratulations on meeting this great man. Like I said before, even though you don't like it, you have to do it. Because otherwise all these people will fuck you over, right here, right now. What he did for us, for Germany and for us, the people, we were lost, and he saved us from darkness, guilt, and shame. He led us to the light. Adolf Hitler is our savior, says Mrs. Fischer. Hildegard nods her head vigorously in agreement. There it is again, I think. This has become a religion for these people. More tanks roll by in what seems to be an infinite stream of military hardware. Talk to Mr. Fischer. Look at this power, these machines, these weapons, these men. We are back. The world has to reckon with Germany again. And all this without a word. The first, a diplomatic genius. Agree with him. One tank rolls by, and what seems to be an infinite stream. Okay, talk to the man. So, what do you say to all this? I asked Mr. Manhole. It's been quiet for the last hour. I pointed the parading soldiers and tanks. I don't know, he lowers his voice. So that hill got in the Fischer, don't he? From my experience. those who build so many weapons usually want to use them at some point. That's what I think too. It's time for you to go home. The streets are empty when I walk home, still dazed by the experience of the day. These people, they seem willing to do anything for the little, willing to sacrifice their lives, their children even, and I wonder, how can we help these children before they are fully indoctrinated? We must help the children before they all completely fall for their great furor. A small paper of swatted sky flag lies on the ground. I pick it up and put it back. The new mission. Yeah, put it back. Some people might have seen you. You don't do this shit, publicly. If you want to rip this flag apart, you do it privately, because otherwise someone might have seen you and then you're fucked. Kristen Smith has something to share during our meeting. I don't know if I told you guys this, but my uncle knows a man who works under Gorbals. They had dinner together recently and I heard about it. Does your uncle know you're with the resistance? No, I'm keeping that a secret from everyone. Here's the deal. The orders from the top are to tone down the anti-Semitic rhetoric, take down posters that they cry Jews and blacks and gypsies, and basically clean up the Nazi image. I think I know what they're doing. With the Olympics taking place in Berlin soon, all eyes are on the city. Now the Nazis are going to pretend the past couple of years never happened, I say. So I guess it's our job to make sure they don't succeed. Okay. Still as a uniform, the risk is holy shit. Go into hiding. Okay, we can finally send you to hiding. Yeah, you guys can stay there. Whew. Alright. Collect donations. Observe the asset activities. Gain access to quarry. The morals just keep on going down, like holy shit. I don't have any people I can hide. Oh, Jesus. You need to be secrecy and you need to have that skills as well. Fucking hell. How can she Alright, this should get better for everyone. She thinks she has been seen. During our meeting, Christian is just finally quietly looking at the floor. If I ask him what's wrong, it's over between me and my spouse. It's over. This all seems very sudden. Did something major happen? Yes, something major. She registered with the Nazi party. She's an official party member now. I still can't believe it. Just because Germany is doing better now, she decided to forget the atrocities of the past and join them. I'm getting a divorce immediately. I'm sorry. We're so sorry to hear about this, Christians. I say, end of scene. Ah, yes. What the fuck? I spend my fucking money here. And the risk is still not... What the... You guys fucking kidding me? It's... Wow. All I can say is fucking wow. How I spend all the money there to make sure that they are good, that they were, you know, what's the word again? The heat. Yep, the heat on them has lower, but no, it didn't happen like that at all. He seems excited at our meeting tonight. I can't believe my luck. I think I have an amazing opportunity to further our cause. What opportunity do you have that can help us? He leans forward and grins. I was at a cafe today and was approached by a journalist from New York. Luckily, I can speak a little English. He's here to cover the Olympics, of course, but he told me he wants a real story in Germany. He wants me to talk about it. We could tell him everything the Nazis want to hide. Yeah, right. This is an amazing opportunity. Wait. Elsa and holds up her hands. Yes, getting the truth out is one of our goals, but this could be dangerous. It's exactly the kind of thing the jester was watching out for. Oh, please, let me do this, says Christians. Agree to the missions to meet the journalist. Yes. I think this is a perfect mission for me to get rid of you, sir. You're at 5-star wanted. We can't pass this up, I say, but Alice is right. This is dangerous. We must be careful and secretive in our approach. Oh, it finally reduced. Bring intel to the journalist. Holy fuck, require 3 people. And even then the risk is just holy shit. No, fuck this. Hell no, I'm not going to risk everything we're building. This was some random BS like this. I mean, the risk is way too fucking high. You're not going to get anything from this. You're just going to get us into more trouble. Emma begins our meeting by asking us for advice. My son is only 12 and a member of the Hitler Youth. Of course, I don't want him in that terrible group. You probably can't pull your son out of the Hitler Youth without arousing suspicion. That's exactly what I'm afraid of, she says. It's awful. I think he really likes it. He's making friends there, and they're working very hard together on a song and a march for the Olympics. She shakes her head. What do I do? Keep him out or let him stay? You should remove your son from that organization. Don't risk the attention of the Gestapo. He's still your son. You can raise him right in spite of this. Don't give the Gestapo a reason to knock on your door. End of scene. Yep, the heat has been lowered down. Alright. Supporters increased like a shit tons. Nicely done. That's exactly what we need. Fucking hell, the morale is still declining. At our meetings, Emma holds her head in her hands. It is about your son in the Hitler Youth. Yes, it is. She lies outside. It's terrible. They're rehearsing songs for the Olympics, and he won't stop singing them at home, singing praise to Hitler. It's like they stole him from me. Don't lose hope. He's still your son. There's still time to win him back. Nothing is set in stone. You still have time to teach him, I say. End of scene. It's kind of hard to do that, especially since the little boy is just a kid. Yeah, I know. I'm just. What the hell? Go dancing. Yes. I need this to increase our morale. We travel to the east of Berlin and visit a nightclub that's still playing what the Nazis call Negro music, despite the ban of all un-German music. We dance all night like there's no tomorrow and have a wonderful time. When we finally leave, the day is already dawning. This felt good. We need this back. Morale plus 50. Hell yes. That's what I need. We've been losing way too much. I haven't even sat down yet, and Kristen Smith walks up and says, "Hey, what are we going to do about Emma?" I look around and Emma isn't here and listen not yet. Shall we ask her when she gets here? He shakes his head. God, you don't know yet. Listen, I just found her partner is a member of the party, a Nazi. That's impossible. Oh, it's possible. I saw Emma spouse wearing the armband and smiling, but I don't blame her for this. But still, what we would do? Emma is a value vendor. I'm not going to hold her responsible for what her husband does. We can't just kick out every group member who knows a Nazi. She stays. And that's it. I have to do something about this fast. Visit the museum. This to increase the morale. Yeah, I use that as a last resort. Sorry. By Intel. The manager says he has interesting information for us and would be willing to trade it for cash. The manager delivers interesting information in his company and that collaboration with the regime. She thinks she has been seen. Grant a generous donation. 50 marks. Ooh. I'll be using that now. Just before the meeting, Kristen texts me aside and tells me he believes he's working with the Gestapo and snitching on the group. Talk to Alice Andy. I asked Alice if there's anything she wants to tell me. She was surprised and says she has no idea what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I still need to make a decision. Calm him down. I trust. I don't want this kind of tensions in the group and ask Christian Smith to calm down. Yep. When people will keep on doing this shit all the time. We need to regain the supporters. How much money do we have? Should be enough for us. Owen meets the janitor of the university. He managed to steal the master key from the janitor. From now on, we can access the campus anytime we want.
Hmm? Hmm?
Yep, we're still waiting for the next scene here. Through the train window, I can see the landscape rushing by mountains, forests, village, and cities. I haven't left the country in years. Oh, Germany, what have they done to you? The train stops. Seems like we have reached the border. Someone opens the door to my compartment. A man wearing German border patrol uniform stands in the entrance and barks. Hail Hitler! Papers, please. Hand him the passport. He takes my passport, checks it carefully, and finally hands it back to me without a word. He closes the door. The train starts rolling again, but a few minutes later it stops a second time. Someone knocks at the door. Yes? Bonjour, monsieur. What's your passport? Show first plate or something. I'm sorry, I can't speak French. Says a slightly overweight man in a black uniform. Hand him the passport. He takes a brief look at the photo in my passport and at me before handing the document back with a smile. Merci beaucoup, je suis un bon voyage. The train starts again. How friendly he was. We arrived. The Gare du Nord in Paris. I grab my small suitcase and leave the trains. On the platform, a young woman is waving at me. It's been years, but I immediately recognize Claire. I first met her in Berlin, and now she's my contact to the resistance here in Paris. Owen, welcome. So good to see you here. How was the journey? She asked. It's interesting to leave Germany after such a long time. Oh, I can't imagine, she says. Can I help you with your luggage? Yes, that would be great. We meet our friends at 3 o'clock at a nice cafe not far from here. Should I show you the city in the meantime? Show me Paris. We walk down a boulevard toward the sign. Claire points at important buildings and monuments and tells me about their history. People sit on the terrace, drinking coffee. Everything is wild and colorful. The clothes people are wearing, the items for sale in shop windows, the advertisement on the city walls. What do you think? Asked Claire. It's wonderful. How are things in Germany now? Asked Claire. The Nazis have become meek and mild. They're trying to use the Olympic Games to convince the foreign press and foreign governments that Hitler's Germany is just a normal country, but under the hood there's the same terror as before. Incredible that you people are still holding up, says Claire. I don't know if I could stand it. How do you do it? It is hard. Which part is the worst? Asked Claire. The suppressions of the truth. I'm sorry, says Claire. Maybe your time here can distract you a little bit. Oh, here we are. This is where we are meeting the others. She points at a cafe by the sign right in front of us. Let's meet them. A waiter brings us to a table for 4. Our friends have not arrived yet. I take a seat and enjoy the view of the sign in Notre Dame Cathedral. Claire orders. The hands of my watch strike 3. Do you think our friends are on their way? Ah, you Germans and your punctuality. You are in Paris now. Get used to a little bit of lies fairy. Oh, she points at a couple moving towards us. And here they are. Hello there. The two introduced themselves as Hannah and Richard. Both are German communists who left Germany in 1934 to escape persecution by the Gestapo. I tell them how things have changed since they left. Richard looks at me and says, "You know what you have to do, don't you?" That's why I'm here. It's good that you came. From what you're describing, there's no way you can convince the German people to get rid of the fascists right now, says Richard. Yes, it does look as if a majority of Germans are happy with Hitler. Be that as it is, says Richard. Even if every single German supported Hitler and his regime, we would still need to put a stop to it. Having the support of large swaths of the population cannot be an excuse for terror, says Hannah. There's no excuse for terror. If Hitler persuaded the people of Germany, making them unwilling, unable to stop the regime, then people outside Germany need to stand up and stop him. What do you mean by the people outside Germany? There's only one people with a clear anti-fascist agenda and the strength to beat Germany, says Richard. The people who managed to defeat the aristocracy in the Bugoisis. I think I know who you mean. I am talking about the glorious compatriots of the Soviet Union, of course. Who else is willing and able to defeat Hitler and the fascists at this point? Should we collaborate with the Soviets? Hitler means war. We know that. You know that. The people of Germany have been blind and will follow him like lambs to the slaughter. Your group is tiny and isolated. You must join sides with the only decidedly anti-fascist country in Europe that is left, the Soviet Union. How could we join sides with the Soviets? Here, says Hannah, and reach me a note with an address. Go to this place in Berlin if you want to join forces with the Soviets. They will help you. I need to think about this. We need to leave now, says Claire. There's someone else you need to meet. Who do you mean? Asked Hannah. That bogus David George. Claire nods. What are you talking about? You'll see, says Claire, when we meet him. Don't listen to George, says Hannah. He's a bogus and a scatterbrain. George thinks the world will become a better place by hanging out in expensive Parisian bars. Interesting. That's enough, Hannah, says Claire and walks out. Let's go, Owen. Goodbye, Comrade Owen, says Richard. It was good to meet you, and Hannah's right. Do not listen to George. Follow Claire. I follow Claire across the still crowded boulevards. It's getting dark and I see more and more people dressed up in gowns and dinner jackets who look like they're on their way to an evening event. We enter a bar next to a giant hotel. The wooden counter in the bar is the longest I have ever seen. Over there, says Claire. Follow her lead. Claire leads me to a young man sitting at one corner of the unusually long bar. He has a bottle in front of him and takes a long sip from his glass when he notices us. George, hello, says Claire. This is a visitor from Germany I told you about. Cheers, says the man, and points his glass in my direction before emptying it. Welcome to Paris. Hello, George. My name is George. I am a writer for the Voice of Freedom in the City of Love, he says. We should dispense with the serious things as quickly as possible so we can get to the fun stuff. Wouldn't you agree? What's his name again, Claire? My name is Owen Smith. Shh. Hush, George looks left and right. No last name. This city might still look free, but the bloody Gestapo has agents everywhere. So Owen, listen carefully. What do you know about Spain? He gives the waiter a sign. Political unrest, still a democracy? Yeah, I conclude you don't know anything. What you need to know is there will be a civil war in Spain soon. The fascists will try to take over, but the other factions won't let that happen. The waiter puts 2 glasses on the bar, one for me and one for Claire. And how do you know? I am a writer. I know these kinds of things. I have source. I'm also working with the British Secret Service. Something I would recommend you do as well. George fills our glasses. Why would they be interested in working with me? Trust me, they will be. See, What will happen in Spain is more than just some civil war. Spain will be the final rehearsal for the big war everyone is waiting for. Cheers. He holds up his glass and we do the same. What big war? Have you ever listened to Hitler? Says George. This man has been publicly talking about his plans for war since 1923. He even wrote a bloody book about it, for Christ's sakes. You have a point. George continues. Everything he does is according to this big plan, getting Germany ready for war. Win over the people, build weapons, weaken the enemies. The question is not if Hitler will start a war, but when he will start it and who he will attack first. And when will Hitler start his war, do you think? And who do you think Hitler will attack first? That I don't know, but I do know that the key to defeating this little crazy warmonger is a bloody United Kingdom and no one else. Someone told me today that the key to stop Hitler was the Soviet Union. I guess you talk to Hannah and Richard. Don't listen to them. They believe every one of the NKVD and Comrade Stalin lies, even though they should know better by now. He fills his glass again. The bottle is empty now, so he signals to the waiter, who puts a new bottle on the bar. What do you mean? See, I'm a socialist. I should love the Soviet Union, the working man's paradise. Shouldn't I? But I don't. To this day, I prefer living in capitalist France to the place that Stalin made out of Russia. I have heard too many stories from people I trust, says George. What have you heard about the Soviet Union? What Stalin does to his people is pure terror, not so different from his arch enemy Hitler really. They even share a love for ridiculous beards. George smiles. Claire audibly clears her throat. Hitler will try to get the Brits on his side. If you had read his book, you would know that he considered the Brits to be the natural allies of the Germans. If he succeeds in making them his allies, you understand. I think I understand, say. If he makes the British his allies, he will win the war. If he fails, he will lose it, I say. I like you, a friend, Claire. He's clever, says George. Exactly, because whoever is an ally of the British is also an ally of the bloody Americans. And I have the strong suspicions that the colonies will play an important part in that next big war. So, what do you suggest we do? Here. He hands me a note with an address in bold and fine intel that can convince the British. Convince them that they cannot, never, and under no circumstance align with Hitler. Got it? Thank you. Do whatever you think is right, but do what I tell you, says George and smiles. So now that we have all done our duty, we should switch the joyful part of the evening. Gargan. Why the hell are there no drinks in front of us? Spend the evening with them. George is a great entertainer who managed to keep the conversation away from anything political for the rest of the evening. We spent a great night with him, reminded of more light-hearted times back in Berlin. Leave and go to my hotel. It is late when I arrive at the hotel. From the window of my room, I see the Eiffel Tower illuminated in the middle of a lively city. Tomorrow, I need to return to Berlin and share my learnings with the group. Will Berlin ever be like this again? Bring intel to the Secret Service. We got an interesting intel which could help a lot in the right hand. Yes, I'm siding with the British. Yeah. The day impressions keep me awake until long after midnight, mixed with memories of old Berlin. I'm so annoyed, says Els Andy during a meeting. It's hard to enjoy the city these days. What's bothering you, Els? I love Berlin and I'm happy the local business are doing well, she says, but there's so many tourists now that I can't even eat my favorite restaurant. It's too crowded. I understand. I also preferred it when it was emptier. We should be happy that people are still coming. It seems Berlin is the center of the world right now. I say, why don't we use this for our cause instead of being frustrated? What do you mean by that? Asked Els. We could spread breakfast in your favorite restaurant. If we're late, out leaflets at your restaurant. It seems like a lot of people would find them, I says. You're right. I never thought about it that way. If we did it in the quick action during the evening, it could reach lots of people at once. Let's go for it, I say. Yeah, we can do that, but it will be fucking dangerous. Brain. Do I even have them? What are they looking for? Intels, right? The risk is extremely high. We still need to collect the donations and everything. No, not the museum. I want to collect the money. Okay. It did not work out. During our meeting, Emma is angry after having dinner with her parents. They had a friend over who's a member of the Nazi party. What did he say? This bastard was actually angry that the regime had turned things down. He was upset that they turned down the anti-Semitic poster. He said, the party is embarrassed, but they should get back to what they were doing, us making Germany great again. They're all around us. Let's all remember, things may seem better now, but the real threat is lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to come back, I said. Oh, fuck. Owen. It has been seen. risk extreme. Yeah, we have those guys everywhere. This would be beyond ridiculous. Unreal +5. Toward the end of our meeting, Emma tells us about an encounter with tourists in the city. So there were two ladies from England admiring the ball in the doorman was close enough to overhear them. Did they say anything about the Nazis? Hang on, that's what I'm getting to. She takes a deep breath. So they're saying, oh, everything's so lovely, and I've heard all these terrible things about persecuting and killing Jews. Clearly none of it is true. Then you try to say something. Oh, believe me, I almost jumped it right then to set the record straight, but I could see there was a policeman nearby. It wasn't worth the risk. I walk away. It is best to let it go. We don't want the police to know who you are, I say. Yes. Talk to the Christians community. Yeah, I'll give you the bike so you could get out if you needed to. Make the records disappear. Level 10! Holy shit! Yeah. So what do we need here? Yeah, that's just way too hard. Need to collect a lot of money. Get a fake passport. Whew. Okay. I need to keep the money here. Okay. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Yep, we're playing on the story mode, which is supposed to be easier, but it's still hard. Sorry, I'm late again, says Emma as she arrives at tonight's meeting. I could hardly get onto a train. They're so crowded. It's difficult for me too. I'm having a hard time getting around town as well, I say. There are tourists everywhere. Today I read in the paper that the Berlin metro system has served 62 million people in 20 days. Says Christian Smith. Can you imagine that? If we spread leaflets at one of the central stations, we would reach a lot of people at once. Says Emma. Aren't those stations heavily guarded? They are, but only during the day. Says Emma. Sounds like an opportunity for us to pull back the curtain and show outside what is really going on, I say. Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, sure, nice. But it will not be easy. Again, where the hell's have a party? By the Intel 60. How to get into his office. Okay, it requires you to be silent and have strength. You can do that. You coming with? Yep, you find a weak spot. Nice. Whew, yes. She thinks she has been seen. Hide. Yeah, get the fuck out. Don't even bother. Don't even fucking bother. Jews not allowed to become soldiers. Else Andy is talking about watching the games in tonight's meeting. I feel conflicted. On one hand, I feel a sense of pride. I mean, I want our athletes to win gold, and we really are competing so well. Of course, you want the athletes of your home country to win. But when the regime used the victories about athletes to prop up their narrative of the superiority of the Aryan race, it just poisoned the whole thing, I say, else not. They use national pride to define what they are against, I say. Can we reach chapter 3 sometimes? Emma, holy fuck. You need to book it. You guys need to hide. Stay hidden. find a way to make this work. Still explosive. Nah, it doesn't sound like a great idea at all. It's a fucking level 8. Are you fucking serious? Have a party in level 7. Visit the museum, level 1. When I approach the platform, I see an older woman arguing loudly with a volunteer from the Olympic organizing committee. When I'm stationed everywhere in the city, she points at an older man standing close by who's looking at his feet and yells, "This man is a Jew. I know him. I have seen him using the air in all the compartment. I want him arrested." Listen to the argument. "We don't arrest people," says the Olympic volunteers. "Then call the police," says the old woman. "This man broke the law. He was in the errand-only compartment despite being a Jew." "I didn't know," says the old man. "Ask the Olympic volunteer what is the matter." But the boy's too busy to calm the old lady down. "Listen," he says, "I understand, but at the moment there are no errand compartments on the trains." "Does that mean I'm expected to travel Jews and all the other men of subhumans in the same compartment?" "I am sure the Führer doesn't know that." Talk to the old man. "Maybe you should take the opportunity and leave now," I said to the old man. "It's only during the Olympics," says the old boy now. "Once the game's over, everything will be back to normal." This seems to calm her down. My train arrives. Step on the train. On the train, I think about the volunteer words. Once the games are over, everything will be back to normal. Whatever he considers to be normal. A new normal, yes. Not good, not fun. Honorable man knows how to avoid the law. That's a great deal, actually. Yes, I need to keep on bringing the money in. Every little bit helps. During our meeting, Emma looks despondent and is totally silent. When another member asks her what is wrong, she says things are difficult at home. That sounds private, but you can talk with us if it helps. I just keep it short. I caught my spouse having an affair when I'm the tourist visiting Berlin. I'm not sure what to say or do. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help. When I enter the meeting room, I see Els, and they're quickly putting something in her bag. Confront her. What are you doing? I ask. Nothing, says Els, and they insists. What are you hiding in your bag? I thought we trusted each other. If we have no trust, we have nothing, says Els, and they. Show me what's in the bag. I'm sorry, but I have to insist, says Els, and they. I'm sorry, but we have to insist. Show me what's in the bag. She opens the bag and finds a copy of our list with the names of supporters who have donated money to the group. You are snitching on us. Get out! This is bad. Very bad. End of scene. Oh, fuck. As the money is running out, we need to find someone else. Find a new member. Someone. Krista. Kurt Metal. Yeah, we need people with specialized ability. Thank goodness we caught the snitch fast. Otherwise we're doomed. In front of the Berlin Zoologischer Garden train station, flags from all over the world flutter in the mild wind. I wait for my guest, holding a sign that says Thomas Fox. My guest is late. Should I just leave? Wait a little longer. Just as I am about to give up, a man comes towards me, accompanied by two boys wearing the white uniforms of the Olympic Honor Service. I recognize him as a journalist from the Hindenburg. He shakes my hand and smiles. Hello, I'm Thomas Fox. We met on Hindenburg, remember? Of course, he says, his tender voice. Thank you very much. He gives each of them 1 mark. They thank him in decent English and leave. How was the journey? It was great, thank you. German trains have become much better. Still not as good as our American ones, but you are getting there. After a stop at Tom's hotel to drop off luggage, we head straight to the Olympic Stadium. It's an impressive sight. The Olympic Stadium is covered in banners. Thousands of people are queuing up at the many entrances that lead inside. Loudspeakers set up under every tree, play music and blare announcement. 2 towers, one with a swastika, the other with a clock, hold the Olympic rings between them. Wow, says Tom. I have to agree. Fogg gave us VIP tickets that allow us to cut the line to get inside. Indeed, inside we realize without surprise that we have premium seats. Take seat. We sit down and the spectacle begins. Hitler and his men walk over the field. A little girl dressed in white hands in flowers and salutes him with an outstretched pale arm. The crowd cheers enthusiastically. It is how a normal politician behaves. What do you think about all this? So, what do you think about all this now? Do your presidents behave like this? I asked Tom. Well, he says, the ways to say hello are not as strict in the US as they are here, but in general, I think every politician in the entire world loves to be seen with little children. It makes them appear human. He is being celebrated like a religious leader. This is not normal. How can you ignore this? I say. You're probably right, says Tom. But sometimes he behaves just like any other politician. Hitler Hitler takes the girl's hand and leads her from the field before ascending to the podium. Pompous music starts to play, grabbing people's attention. Hitler will use this opportunity to let the world hear him speak. To my surprise, Hitler gives the shortest speech I have ever heard from him. He declares the Olympic Games to be open. End of speech. The Olympic fire is lit, doves fly. Pompous music plays, and even the Hindenburg flies in and hovers above the audience. This is impressive, I have to admit. What do you think about the ideology? This is extraordinary. They know how to impress people. It is why the Germans fall for this guy, because you like being fascinated. And that's what he does so well, like Wagner asked Tom. I don't think we're easy to impress than you Americans. Good point, Tom nods. However, presidential inaugurations and World's Fair seems like a shoddy carnivals in comparison to this. I think this little man with his ridiculous mustache has now impressed the world too. By now the national teams are marching by, greeting Hitler and the audience. Some raise their right arms, so it seems. Look, now even the French team is saluting Hitler. I believe that is what they call the Olympic salute, says Tom. It looks disturbingly similar though. But whatever you call it, they were saluting Hitler right now. And can you blame them? This is so impressive that I'm beginning to understand why everyone applauds. But haven't you heard about the concentration camps? To tell you the truth, says Tom, there are quite a few people in the United States who believe Hitler is right and who wish for our own version of him. We have anti-Semites too, and even most of those who consider themselves Democrats, or at least liberal-leaning, are much more afraid of communism and the Soviets than they are of Hitler at this point. Do you think that can change? Thing is, he says, there are all these rumors, sure, but I have never seen a concentration camp, and neither have my readers. I never saw a Jew being mistreated, and neither have my readers. Bring me proof, and I might be able to convince them. What kind of proof do you need? Pictures, or even better, film. Bring me something, and I'll make sure it gets published at home. I will try. We'll stay for another 2 hours and watch the athletes passing by, paying tribute to the German Chancellor before the event starts to wind down. So what's next on the agenda? Asked Thomas. What has Falk planned for me? I'll bring you to one of the better places in Berlin. You're making me curious, Owen. Let's go before everyone else starts to leave the stadium as well. We take a taxi to a place at Kudam in Charlottenburg that Falk had recommended. Wow, says Tom when he arrived. This looks just like the old Berlin, the one I know from 1929. But I had heard that there was no nightlife anymore. This must be staged for visitors. The Nazis closed most places like this 2 years ago. Seems like they have reopened them. It looks exactly like one of the places used to go, says Tom when we enter. The dance club really does look just like they did before Hitler. Women in extravagant dress and bold haircuts, elegant men in tuxedos. Everyone dancing and chatting. We take a seat at the bar so we can see the dance floor. Well, they seem to be playing. Wait, they're playing jazz? I know this song, says Tom. They're playing it at every bar in New York right now. I can't believe it. For 3 years, the Nazis have banned all kind of jazz music from being played in public. They call it un-German and degenerate, but here we are, a big place on Kudam is playing American jazz. This is only for show. Given this, says Tom, making a gesture toward everything around us, I am afraid most American visitors will come home and tell their neighbors that Germany is doing just fine, that it is a country just like any other, and that all those stories about daily cruelties and mass oppressions are exaggerated. We need to tell these visitors the truth. I understand, says Tom, but I'm afraid that the staging is just too good. No one will believe you. There's only one thing that will make America turn against your Nazi regime. What is it? What would make the US turn against Hitler? War. The only thing the average American is more afraid of than communism is another war. The last one almost destroyed our economy for good. Most people are still convinced that the Great War caused the Great Depression. If you manage to find proof that not only is Hitler planning a war, but that it will be a war that affects the US, then you might get them on your side. Proving that Hitler is planning a war is going to be difficult. It won't be easy, but I'll find your proof. I say, good. Let me know once you have it, says Tom. We call it a night, and I go back to my place and think about what I have seen today. Back at my place, I think we must not fall for their show. That's all it is. It's all staged to deceive people. An interview with Tom Fox. No matter what charade the Nazis play today, their intentions are dark and their plans are evil. It's all staged. We must not fall for their farce. Holy shit. There's something I don't understand about these Nazis and racists, says Hera during our meeting. How can they be so selective about whom they hate? What do you mean? Did something happen today? Sort of, says Sarah. There was a line of people waiting to get autographs from one of the American athletes. And he was black. At least a couple of the people in the line had the swastika armband on. Don't they see the hypocrisy? Their whole worldview is irrational. I don't expect the Nazi hatred to be irrational, I say. No, fuck. The risk is freaking high. And then we still have these fuckers patrolling a place. It's not a great idea. And I'm running low on money as well, so we kinda doomed. Emma is laughing and cheerful tonight. What a great time. We should all go together sometime. What has you in such good spirits, Emma? Dancing, dancing, she laughs. Oh, it was wonderful last night at the Mocha FD Club. All this fantastic music that just makes you want to jump up and celebrate life. A lot of what you're talking about was forbidden not even a year ago. It is fantastic music, I say, and you're right, we should go. It's crazy that some of this was not long ago, but the visitors love it, so the regime has allowed it. Jesus fucking Christ. We still need the money, you know. But here we go with another scene. Jesus, how long will it take us? Get through this. We came over a small hill and I see a group of wagons next to a handful of barracks. White children play in the dirt nearby. This must be the camp. Don't you want to take a picture? Ask Butter. Take a picture of the camp. I take out my camera, take a picture of the camp. I smell human waste hits me so hard I can barely breathe. I look at my companion. What's this? This is a camp. Yes, this is it, surrounded by sewage farms as you can smell. They force them to stay between a waste dump and a cemetery. In between excrement and corpse, not sure if by evil intent but for Romany. There's no place for us. Who forced them to stay here? The police. I knew a couple of families who stayed close to Strasbourg Platz a couple of weeks ago. It was suddenly gone. I asked around and learned that the police had brought them here. What did they do? According to the new Nuremberg laws, Romani people are social misfits and vagabonds. The authorities wanted them out of the city before the Olympic Games. Do you think they will let them return after the Games? I don't think so. As I said, they apply the Nuremberg laws. We'll see this happening to more and more people, not just gypsies. If you ask me, they would do the same to Jews if they weren't so scared of the foreign press writing about it. But with the gypsies, no one cares about the gypsies. Most people don't care about the gypsies. They're seen as inferior people almost everywhere. Shush, now we're here. Postman at the entrance has been watching us for a while. He stops us. Hail Hitler, says the birder. He says, blessing to you, says Berta. He looks at me. Hail Hitler. We bring the meal as usual. She points in at our handcuff and the milk jugs on it. Alright, go in. Go in. Why on earth would you take a picture right there with a fucking guard? I mean, a fucking police right next to you. That would be suicidal. A group of children comes running toward us, greeting Sister Berta. They're all chattering happily amongst each other. She greets every single child by name and asks them to follow us. Follow Sister Berta. A woman who's washing her son wraps him in a sheet when she sees us. Hello, Sister Berta. She prods the boy who is shivering in his towel. Good afternoon, Sister Berta, says the boy and bows politely. Greet them. Hello, Maria, says Berta to the woman. My dear Oscar. So good to see you. How are you today? When the boy doesn't react right away, the woman prods him again and he hastily says, I am fine, thank you, Sister Berta. How are you, Sister Berta? I am very good. Thank you, Oscar. And this is Sister Berta points at me. I'm Owen. Owen is a good man and might be able to help you, says Berta. Hello, Owen, says the woman. So you want to help us? Is that true? If I can, I will. She looks at me and shrugs. I honestly don't know whether you can help us or not. A little girl from the group of children who follow us from the entrance posted my sleeping whisper. Can we have some milk, please? Of course, you can have milk. Help yourself. Please, all of you, get yourself some milk. That's why we brought it. When we're done filling all kinds of vessels with the fresh milk from our cart. I look at Maria and says, Sister Berta says something is troubling you. Maria gives me a suspicious look. There's a trained doctor. Well, he says he's a doctor. I don't know if he really is one. He comes here regularly with this even stranger woman. What does this strange doctor do? Doctor Strange! The doctor and his helpers, they look at us, check us, bodies teeth like animals. They take pictures. And they take the children. They take the children with them. Uh-oh. Tell him, Oscar. They bring us to the institute, says Oscar. Have you been there? Yes, it's far from here. You have to go by car. I went there twice. It's really nice. And the food is good there, says Oscar. What do they do there? They give us food, then we play games, and then they ask us questions. It's really nice. I want to go again, but Mommy says I'm not allowed, says Oscar. Why don't you want Oscar going there? I don't trust them. I don't know what they're doing with the children, but I don't like it. They measure them. They take pictures of them as if they were exotic animals. I think they're up to something, and it's nothing good, says Maria. How can I help you? Suddenly the children run toward the camp's entrance. Here they come, says Maria and points at the gate where men and women accompanied with 2 policemen enter the camp. We should get out of sight, says Maria. Hide behind a caravan. Let's hide behind it. We quickly hide behind a caravan and look at the group, which is now surrounded by the children from the camp. I stay where I'm and observe. When Maria pulls Oscar away from the doctor, one of the policemen hits her arm with his knife. Maria cries in pain and jumps back. More people come from inside the tram, start yelling at the group. Take a picture. Another picture of the conflict is taken. I hear the sound of a police whistle and more policemen comes running, knives drawn as they beat them. The civilian retreating to the camp. Take a picture. The camera clicks. The doctors and his assistant push Oscar into a car parked in front of the gate. As he wails, Maria and the other residents try to break through, but the police block the attempt. The engine starts and the car drives away. Sorry, let's just keep on taking the picture. You need to get the pictures out. We should get out of here. The police haven't reacted to the fact that we're here. Better if it stays this way, says Sister Butter. You're right, let's leave. The best way to help is letting the world know what's happening here. If the police take your communities, you have no proof. We'll leave the camp at the opposite end to avoid the guards. When we are safely on our way back to Marzen, I asked Butter, what do you think they'll do to the boy? I have no idea, but I do not like it one bit. Hitler has been talking about solving the problem with Jews, the Roman, and everyone who is a healthy Aryan in Germany for years, but no one ever seems to ask what solving the problem really means. Do you think they're going to kill these people? I don't know. I really don't, says Sister Butter, and look back at the camp, where we see the campfire smoke rising in the setting sun. But I know that what we just saw today is only the beginning. In September 1936, National Socialist Germany was largely accepted and well respected at home and abroad. At the same time, the Nazis began to exclude Jews, Sinti, and Roma, the disabled, and so-called a socialist from society. It was the beginning of what ended in the killings of millions. Your leadership is strong and stable, and your group has recruited and retained enough supporters that it can withstand the brutal crackdown. End of chapter 2. Yes. You can try to do the higher word quest thing, but the chance of success is not that high. You can fail miserably. And when that happens, you cannot progress anymore. Let's keep on clicking on it.
No one outside the camp knew of the events of that day. No one wanted to know. The new Germany was being celebrated in Berlin, as if it were a country like any other. Hitler lied, and the world wanted to believe him. In 1938, Britain and France gave in to Germany's aggressive demands to annex the Sudetenland. Soon thereafter, Austria followed. When the Wehrmacht invaded Poland, Britain and France finally decided to declare war on Germany. An unleashed Wehrmacht spread murder and annihilation across Europe. The Nazis kept their promises, and we were devastated.
Chapter 3. War. Stop Hitler's war. Yeah, how? Hitler made his threats come true and brought war to Europe. Lieutenant, Austria, Poland, and France are under German control before Great Britain finally declares war on Germany. We were starting to see fascism spread throughout Europe. We had to do something or millions would die. Oh my god. Yeah, let's just look at all of us. Can we actually do anything to stop them? We have 10 supporters. We need to recruit people. What's this? Sometimes there are few other options. We need to get as many people on our side as possible. It's getting harder to gain supporters now. Jesus. 1 supporter each time. Plus 6 supporters. Okay. I sit on a comfortable chair in the shadow of an old apple tree in the manholes. Our Lord Garden, Volker, and Anne Manhole are putting food from a basket on the table. Potato salad, fresh bread, and apple pie. Can I help you with anything? Thank you. That's nice of you, Owen, but no, we're almost done, says Mr. Mann. We'll join you in a moment. When the basket is empty, Volker placed 2 chairs next to me and they take a seat. What do you say? He asked, pointing at the garden around us. Acquiring such a nice garden in times like this must have been hard. Wasn't easy, says Miss Manhole. Everyone wants an olive garden right now. There's a long waiting list, but it helps that we have children and of course the fact that Volker is serving. When do you have to be back at the front? Volker is wearing his Vermont uniform. It's the only detail on this day that reminds us of the fact that we're at war too soon, he says. Tomorrow. Why are you stationed? Are you still in France? I ask. I'm not going back to France, but to a secret destination. All vacations have been cancelled, says Volker. Something is going on. Do you have any ideas what they are planning? You can talk about this later, says Anne. Now we eat. Asper. Klaus, go wash your hands and take a seat wherever you like. Take a seat opposite to Volker. Anne fills the plates with sausage, potato salad, and a piece of fresh bread. Klaus wipes his hands on his pants and joins us. Thank you, Anne. This looks really delicious. I want more sausage, says Klaus and holds up his plate from which all sausage is gone already. Don't eat like that, the rest is for our guests. Wait for Mr. Smith to finish first, says Volker Manhole. But I'm hungry now, says Claus. Then have more potato salad, says Anne. Let the parents handle this. Not my job to do this. We're having a little break now, says Anne, once we finish our plate. The Gutmans are coming for coffee and cake. They should be here any minute. You invited those zoos, asked Claus. Why? Because they're our neighbors, says Anne. Now go and play in the garden. I'll call you when we have cake, I asked the focus. What is up with this secret destination? What do they send you to? I asked. Why this secret destination? I told you I don't know, says Volker. What do you think? There are rumors, says Volker. What do these rumors say? Some say we'll attack Russia. Hitler wants to start a war on two fronts. On one hand, it makes sense. It's what he always wanted. Hitler hates Russia and the Russians. On the other hand, Germany signed a non-aggression treaty with them. It would open up a war on two fronts, which would be insane if you ask me, says Volker. What I would like to know is what is happening in France. How are things in France? I asked. For the farmer, it's easy living. Sure, there's a resistance. Yes, there's still the independent part of the France with its exiled government, but in the eyes of Wehrmacht, France has been defeated. With the outside help, it won't go anywhere. How are things in Paris now? Well, it's occupied. It's still Paris, sure, but it's dominated by our troops, our police, our secret police. I think back to the beautiful day in Paris I had in the summer of 1936. But how does that affect the lives of the Parisians? Clubs play the music the Germans want to listen to. In theaters, they perform the plays the Germans want to see, and even the brothels. And look at his wife, so I have heard, he adds. Even the brothels cater to the needs of the German occupiers, I see. A couple roughly around the same age as the man holds enters the garden, followed by a pale boy of tall stature whom I estimate to be 15 years old. Oh, it's the Gutman, says Walker. Let's continue our conversations later. Yes, of course. This is not the time for you to do any just talking here. For the second time today, we gather around the table. This time Volker and Anne served apple pie and coffee. The Gutmans have brought us with honey cake. Here, take some, says Mr. Gutman and hands me a piece. Thank you, it's delicious. Anne sends the children in the garden to play. Get up now, will you, Elias? Go play with Claus, he's a nice boy. You will see, says Miss Gutman. Reluctantly, Elias gets up and joins Claus and Alsbert. Have more coffee. How was the trip? Asked Volker. Fine, says Louis Gutman. It was not fine, disagreed Paula Gutman. It was hot, it was sticky, and it took ages. I really miss going by car. Get over it, says Louis. At least they still let us use the trains. Won't be long until they ban us from the trains too, says Paula. Have we met before? Don't you live on the other side of the street? I asked. They do now, says Anne. Before one of the Gutman's cannons, Louis and Volker used to work together as bookkeepers at... What the hell? Yeah, I don't know how to say the words. Why did you move to this area? We didn't move, we were forced to move. It has been 2 years now, says Paula Gutman. In case you haven't guessed it already, well, Jews. We had to leave our own house in 1938 and were forced to move into what they call a Jude apartment. That must have been tough. We swap a beautiful place against an overcrowded hall so some air can live in our house. My apologies, says Louis Gutman. My wife tends to exaggerate. We are fine, really. Our apartment is fine as well. It's a rat hole, says Paula. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for the sympathy, says Paula. I'm sorry for being like that. I know it's not your fault, but it makes me angry every single day. I hear you, says Volker. I can only try to imagine how I would feel. I guess I would be just as angry as you are. You have every right to be angry. I am more scared than angry, says Louis. So far we had something they could take from us, but there's nothing left now. The only thing they could still take are our lives. The children yell at each other. Klaus cries a pain and comes running to the table, his nose bleeding. Take a tissue to stop his bleeding. What happened? Did you fight? Asks Annie. He hit me, says Claude, and points at Alice, who stands further away, partly hiding behind you. Is that true? Elsbeth, Claude's younger sister, has come to the table and nods. Why did he hit you? He just hit me without reason. I haven't done anything and he hit me. Is that true, Elsbeth? The girl looks at her brother and back to her mother without saying anything. Okay, let's just stay out of it. And let the parents handle the situation. I tell you, says Klaus, he's crazy. He just hit me. I asked Elsbeth, says Anne. Is that true, Elsbeth? Did Alice really just hit Klaus without a reason? Watch Elsbeth. Elsbeth shakes her head. Keep your mouth shut or you will regret it, yells Klaus. No, she won't. Tell us the truth, Elsbeth. What happened? Klaus said that Alice smells bad, says Elsbeth. He said that it was a disgrace that they live in our street. Keep listening. Oh, Jesus. What else did he say? He said that Alice and his family are vermin, and once he was 18, he would join the SS and kill them. You say what? Volker steps up to his son and slaps him in the face. He turns to the gunman. I am sorry. I am really deeply sorry. Please accept my apology and be assured that this is not the way I raised my son. We are living, says Luke. I know you mean well, but we can't do this, I'm afraid. Says Klaus. They're cowards. It's what Jews do without warning. Volker slaps his son in the face a second time. You shut up now. I don't know who you are anymore, yells Volker. It's not his fault, it's the propaganda. They indoctrinate him. Anne and Volker try to convince the Gutmans to stay, in vain. When the family has left the garden, there's a loud humming coming from the sky. An air raid, but there was no warning, says Anne. Look up to the sky. I look up and see hundreds, if not thousands, of airplanes flying to one direction. There was no warning, because these are ours, says Volker. Where are they going? East, says Volker. Something is happening. Something big. Oh, Jesus. Germany invades Soviet Union. Yeah, let's read this and then I'll end the recording. I have somebody who needs our help, says Christian. As he enters the room, the child, a friend of mine, was diagnosed with epilepsy, and the Nazi doctors want to send her to one of their atrocious racial hygiene hospitals. Do you know what that means? Nobody comes back on those hospitals. We must hide the child and her parents, says Christian nervously. I can't abandon my friend at a moment like this. We can hide them, but this is only one family, and we can't help all of them. I honestly don't understand how people can support such things. What does it mean to be human if you murder those who need your help and can't protect themselves? Replies Christians. Find hideout for family. Yeah, it will not be easy, guys. Anyway, that will be it for this video. We'll come back next time to finish chapter 3, War.